Shermy and Shake, the not-so-nice neighbor. Chapter 7, August, Shake Up. Ooh, I wonder what that means. Make a question. I wonder what's going to get shook up. Shermy was comfy on the couch with his new library book. He had a gum wrapper ready to save his place the minute Shake showed up. He read chapter 1. No Shake. He read chapter 2. No Shake. Shermy read 3 whole chapters in peace and quiet. It was dreadful. He put the book aside and walked over to the living room window. He stared outside. Shake wasn't playing street hockey. He peeked out the back door. No Shake building forts in Mrs. Brown's backyard either. Why are you pacing around? Bryn asked. She was fresh out of the shower with a striped towel wrapped around her hair. She smelled like lemons and flowers. Shermy held his nose. I've been not bathing, he said. She undid her towel and shook her wet hair like a dog. Watch it! Shermy wiped smelly water drops from his face. Sorry. Bryn didn't sound very sorry. She went to her room and shut her door. Mom was on the front porch sketching. Shermy leaned against the arm of her chair. That looks good, he told her. Why, thank you. She smudged a pencil line with her little finger. What are you up to? She asked. Shermy sighed. I was reading. Oh, Mom added a squiggle to the sketch. Did you finish your book? Not really. Shermy was pretty sure he'd forgotten how to read without getting interrupted by Shake. How about if we bake some cookies later? Shermy shrugged his shoulders so high they nearly touched his ears. He picked up one of Mom's paintbrushes and waved it around, making an air painting of a hockey stick. Could Shake help? Fine with me, Mom said. Shermy perked up. I think he's very good at measuring. Perfect, said Mom. Mrs. Brown let Shermy in. Summer is whizzing by, isn't it? It will be September before we know it. Shermy shrugged. Mom had drawn a big red circle on the calendar for the first day of school. It still seemed pretty far away. Shermy went down the hall to Shake's room. It used to be Mrs. Brown's rubber stamping room. Shelves for stamps and ink pads still lined the walls, but now they were holding all kinds of postcards. Shake was reading one when Shermy walked in. Shake rubbed his eyes really fast before setting the postcard on a nearby shelf. Wow, Shermy exclaimed. That's a lot of postcards. He started counting. Shake sat on the bed and picked up a scruffy-looking stuffed owl. 39, said Shermy. You could open a postcard store. Shake waggled the owl's head in agreement. Mom sends me a bunch every week. I've never gotten one postcard, Shermy said. Ever. You can have them, Shake said. Really? Shermy looked at him. Shake waggled the owl's head no. But I'd rather have my mom than any old postcard. He rubbed his face against the owl's used-to-be white fur. Shermy sat on the bed too. The postcards were pretty awesome, especially the one from Ireland. But he agreed with Shake. He'd rather have his mom and dad than postcards, even of leprechauns. Summer's almost over. He reached over and patted one of the owl's wings. They'll be back before you know it. They've been gone 8 whole weeks, Shake said. 58 days. 58? Shermy exclaimed. Sometimes his parents went away for a weekend and Grandpa Gordy would come stay. Even with Grandpa Gordy's famous chocolate chip pancakes for dinner and movie nights and Uno championships, those weekends seemed to last forever. Shake was so loud and fizzy, Shermy never stopped to think what he might miss his mom and stepfather. We're baking cookies, Shermy said. He used a quiet voice like his teacher taught him so they wouldn't scare the class bunny. Do you want to help? The owl's head waggled. Yes. What kind? Shake asked with a sniffle. I'm not sure. What kind do you want to bake? Shake thought for a minute. Anything but oatmeal raisin. I hate raisins. Me too. Shermy fibbed. Let's go. Shake set the owl back on the bed. I am a very good measurer, he said. Shermy smiled. That's just what I told Mom.